Crypto is popping these days. We just made all-time high. Everyone is looking for the new meme coin to make millions from, and my DMs are filling up with people asking me if they should buy Bitcoin. This sounds like the perfect time to tell you my top 10 ways that you will lose all of your money in crypto. Before we dive in, hi, my name is Tony. I've been in the space for 10 years now. Here you can see some screenshots of me back in the days trading some Bitcoins for $200 a piece, trying to make a quick buck. Over the years, I've seen literally every single one of my OG crypto friends lose considerable amount of money in the space. Some of them lost millions of dollars and a few others lost everything and they had to start over from scratch. In this video, I will break down exactly the ways that they lost their money so that hopefully it doesn't happen to you. These are the 10 points I will be talking about, and you can also follow this video using the timeline down below. Number 1, using sketchy crypto exchanges. So you just got started in crypto and you heard the advice from people like me telling you to only use Coinbase and Binance. But no, this is not good enough for you because you really want to buy that new meme coin that is only available on this sketchy Romanian website. So you fire up your VPN and Google Translate and you create an account on this platform. And then a year later, you try to access your money and you're greeted with this penis message. Or maybe you get an error message, or maybe you get even an FBI notice. Whatever it was, that exchange is now gone along with all the money that you had on it. My recommendation for you as a beginner, only use Coinbase and Binance because these are the only trustworthy exchanges that have been around since the beginning. And before anyone argues with me on this, remember that just a few years ago, FTX was one of the mainstream crypto exchange that everybody used and trust, and then it went bankrupt and people lost billions of dollars. The only two exchanges that have never failed anyone are Coinbase and Binance. Number 2, not using offline two-factor authentication. So you learn your lesson and now you only stick to Coinbase, but the only security measures on your account are your phone number and your email address. And then you make some money, you brag about it on Instagram, and some hackers put a target on your back. They go on the dark web to find all of the information about you, and then they use that information with your phone provider to get control over your SIM card. And all of a sudden you get an SMS from your phone provider telling you that they have switched devices, and immediately after you start getting a bunch of notifications telling you that all of your passwords are now being reset. You have a heart attack. This happened to me 2 years ago because I was making videos about crypto. Hackers went into the physical location of my phone provider with a fake ID with my photo on it in order to get control of my SIM card. These are professionals going after you. If this happens to you, the first thing you need to do is to find the lock my account button that is available on any crypto platform. And as soon as you press on this, nobody can touch your crypto, not even you, for the coming weeks until you can get on top of the situation. And to prevent this from happening in the first place, you want to go into the security settings of your platform and disable SMS authentication. This is not safe. Instead, you want to use an app authenticator. And the app you want to use is Tofu because it's the only one that is fully offline. I do not recommend that you use Google Authenticator. This one is linked to your Google account, which can be compromised just like it happened in my case. And I do not recommend that you use Authy either because this one is linked to your phone number, which can also be compromised just like it happened to me. Number 3, losing your private keys. Alright, no more exchanges. You now abide by the mantra, not your keys, not your coin. So you download the Coinbase wallet and the Trust wallet on your phone and you install Metamask on your browser and you start exploring the decentralized web. When you created those accounts, you were given a string of 12 random words and you saw a message telling you that it is very important that you save that information. And then you proceeded to either not save the info, or maybe you saved it on a USB drive that your girlfriend accidentally trashed while cleaning up your apartment, or maybe you wrote it down on a sheet of paper that you left at your mom's place and then it tragically burns in a house fire. Regardless, no matter what happened, a while later you break your phone and then you get a new one and you try to reinstall those applications and you realize, oh my god, you don't have access to your wallets anymore. Congratulations, you just lost all of your money and you cannot call customer support because this is the decentralized web. We can also talk about you getting those private keys stolen. So for example, maybe you've been safer and you save that information on your Dropbox account or your Google Drive or even your iCloud notes. and then a while later there's a hack for Dropbox and there's a huge leak of file, and hackers can find your private key on the dark web. Or maybe you install a Chrome extension that has nothing to do with crypto, but it maliciously tracks everything you copy and paste on your computer, including your private key at some point. Or maybe your laptop gets stolen in your car while you're traveling in San Francisco. No matter what happens, if anyone gets their hands on your private key, your crypto is gone. So my recommendation to you is to save that information on devices that are password protected and to have at least a copy of it in 2 different places in case one of these places burns down. If you write anything on paper, you want to be irrationally careful about typos, and you want to test restoring your account using that sheet of paper to make sure that you wrote everything correctly. And finally, never copy and paste your private keys in full, especially if you're using a computer that has a universal clipboard. Number 4, sending money to the wrong address. You just secured your crypto wallets and now you want to send money from your exchange to those wallets. So you go back to the exchange and you paste your wallet address and then you hit send, and then nothing. The money never arrives in your wallet. What happened? Well, did you not realize that when you pasted the address, you accidentally hit a keyboard button, which changed the whole destination address of that transaction, and you basically just sent your money into the nothingness? Or maybe you had the address right, but that transaction required a memo, which you forgot to add. What's a memo, you might ask? Well, it means that you just lost your money. And finally, maybe you did everything correctly, but you sent your money using the wrong network. Oh, did you not realize that platforms like Metamask support a wide range of networks that all have similar types of addresses? And if you send money from a wallet that is on the Polygon network to a wallet on the Avalanche network, you just lost that money. Well, now you know. And by the way, on platforms like MetaMask, the way you can change your network is by pressing the button in the top left corner of the app, and then you can see the full list of networks that you can use. Do not send crypto unless you understand how this works. Number 5, Fomoing your money into Memecoins. So you just bought $10 of this new meme coin as a joke, and then very next day it goes up 100x and you just turned $10 into $1,000. Congratulations, this is amazing. But then you have this brilliant idea and you think, if I put $10,000 in this, I would now be a millionaire. So why not just go ahead and do just that? After all, your cousin Greg just made $50,000 on this new random Bowden coin and he's a total moron. So if he can do this, why couldn't you do it as well? So you put all of your life savings on this new meme coin and the very next day you wake up to this beautiful chart. Congratulations, you just lost all of your money. Understand that if you put money into low market cap coins, this is not investing, this is gambling. And there's nothing wrong with gambling. I actually think that the odds are probably better in the crypto market than if you were to go in an actual casino where the games are absolutely rigged against you. But you need to understand that you could lose all of that money overnight. So do not put in more money that you are willing to lose. Number 6, trading. So you learn your lesson, you're no longer going to try and hope for a lucky 100x. Instead, you have a new strategy, which is to try and get a consistent 10% profit every single day by trading. You open a Coinbase Advanced account and you look up a few YouTube videos on trading patterns and charts, not understanding that this is essentially astrology for men. You go into trading not understanding that this is a PvP game where you are absolutely outmatched. After all, how can you know that you are going against a bunch of Chinese quantitative trading firms working with dozens of PhDs from MIT and Stanford, working with advanced blockchain surveying tools and AI-powered trading bots that are operating at lightning speed with full visibility on the market supply and demand, and who are actively looking to destroy newcomers like you? And you did all of that without even understanding what a low volume trading pair was in the first place. Now you're surprised that 90% of your trades are losing you money. My recommendation for you is just don't trade. Number 7, taxes. Alright, no more trading, but you're not out of the woodwork just yet, because at the end of the year, your accountant comes to you with a very pleasant surprise. It turns out you need to pay taxes on every single trade that you did, because every single crypto transaction is considered to be a taxable event. This really sucks, especially if you were trading with crypto that was already up a bunch, because you might end up having to pay a good 30% on every single trade that you made. For those of you who are not planning to report those trades, don't worry, because Coinbase and every single other crypto exchange based in the US already took the initiative to report them to the IRS for you. How nice of them. And if you don't use exchanges you trade on-chain, don't worry, because Coinbase also reported your outgoing crypto wallet address so that the IRS can track those on-chain crypto trades using their state-of-the-art advanced blockchain analytic. My recommendation for you is to trade as little as possible and to report every single trade that you do using a software like Bitcoin Tax. I will leave a link to this website in the description down below. And finally, do not mess with the IRS. Number 8, Metamask spoofing. So you start exploring the decentralized web and you get into websites like PancakeSwap and OpenSea, where you can do some crypto staking and some NFT trading. Then one day you wake up and you check your MetaMask and you have no money left in it. What happened? Well, maybe you didn't realize, but last week when you click on that PancakeSwap website from Google search, you actually clicked on exchange.pancakeswap.com instead of pancakeswap.finance. And that's right, hackers duplicated the entire PancakeSwap website and then they paid Google ads so they could rank among the first results in your Google search. And that transaction that you signed that you didn't take the time to read, you're right, it gave the hackers access to all of your money, unfortunately. This has actually happened to a lot of my friends, and my recommendation is to never access platforms from Google search results or from random links shared by other people. Instead, always bookmark your crypto website in your browser and always double check the URL before doing any valuable transaction. And finally, always read the transaction notice themselves before you sign them. Number 9, when it is too good to be true. So no more decentralized staking. Instead, you found about some private platforms that are going to do all of the staking for you. There used to be a bunch of these. They were called Celsius and BlockFi, and there was even Terra Luna on the blockchain. And what all of these had in common is that they will promise you a 20% return on your crypto investment, which is amazing. Even in this age of high interest rate, you cannot see this anywhere else on the market. So of course you invest with them, and then a year later you wake up to news like this. All of these platforms ultimately went bankrupt. Why is that the case? The truth is that a 20% return on investment is just not possible. No matter how well-intentioned these platforms were when they began, ultimately it just was not sustainable and it had to crash at some point. My recommendation for you, anytime you see something like 20% return on your investment, just don't invest. It is not worth the risk. Number 10, dying. So you've been into the crypto space for 10 years now, and somehow you successfully managed to avoid every exit scams, rug pulls, bankruptcies, lost wallets, stolen keys, SIM swap, hacks, bad trades, and market crashes. You are now a crypto millionaire and you managed to keep everything secure. Nobody can access your keys except for you. And then you get hit by a bus. And as you lie down dying on the street, it dawns on you. Nobody can access your keys except for you. Not your kids, not your wife, not your parents, not your sibling. All of those risks, all of that stress, all of those efforts are just gone with you in the street. You leave nothing behind, which was the whole reason why you got into crypto in the first place. But maybe this is not going to happen to you, because you know, we all subconsciously know that dying is just something that happens to other people, not to us, because we have these things where we're young and immortal. So my recommendation for you is some companies, they offer crypto estate planning. You might want to look this up on Google. Otherwise, you might want to provide the access to your platforms and the keys to your wallets in your will, but be careful, do not let your notary see them, because they are not above stealing from you after you die. Another alternative is to save all of that information on some secured and password protected USB device or crypto ledger and put that in a security deposit at the bank and leave that in your will as well. In conclusion, why is crypto so brutal? Crypto is ruthless because transactions cannot be reversed. And by the way, this is by design, because crypto is the foundational layer of a new financial system that is going to be free open, and decentralized. And as the foundational layer, it needs to ruthlessly guarantee the execution of its transactions, otherwise nobody could trust it and thus it wouldn't be a strong foundation. But unfortunately, this makes it absolutely ruthless for beginners, and it makes it the perfect fertile ground for scammers and hackers, and this is the reason why crypto is a little bit like the Far West right now. At some point in the future, we might get those user-friendly interfaces where you can remember your password, cancel a transaction, and maybe contact some customer support to get help. But unfortunately, right now, this is not the case, and it's probably not going to happen for the next 5 to 10 years. So understand that crypto is not for everyone. You need to know exactly what you're doing if you don't want to lose your money. So that's it. This is the video on crypto safety that I wish I would have had 10 years ago. If you find this useful, please like and subscribe and share to your friend, and you can also find me on these other platforms as well. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.